Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Victory Shaving. Name of this one here is Flak-Bait, and it has the scent profile right there on the back. And it is black cherry, rum, and smoke. And what the 207 is about is that Flak-Bait was the name of a bomber during World War II that flew 207 missions. 202, according to what I read, is bombing missions, and the other 5 missions were as a decoy. And most of Victory Shaving Soaps are going to have a bit of a story, but I do appreciate having the scent profile on the back. Helps me with remembering what I'm smelling. But it is nice, sweet smell to it. This comes in a 4-ounce tin, and it's filled all the way to the top. So if you like lathering from the container, it is going to be a bit messy. But he does fill all of his containers right all the way up to the top. And of course, yeah, it's got a waterproof container lid there. I decided to follow up the shave this morning with Clubman Reserve Sweet Rum. Thought the two ought to go pretty well together. And also, I already put hot towel to the face this morning, but I'm switching up on the Preshave cube from Phoenix Artists and Accoutrements. Using the Christmas cube this morning. And this is what it looks like. And my nose does not pick up any menthol at all, but it does smell great. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind having a soap and an aftershave after that scent there. And I was looking down. It is really kind of hard to read, but that small print, especially with my eyes. But I didn't pick up any indications of that it's got menthol in it. So if that's a concern, matter of fact, I picked up a few of these stocking stuffer, stuff like that. Shaver of the day. This is a Star DE. The cap look an awful lot like the cap and base plate looks an awful lot like maybe a Gillette Tech. It is somewhat different. This particular shaver was made in the States. I think back in the 50s. Started maybe in the 50s going into the 60s. This one here is a gold color one. They do come in silver also, or chrome if you will. Pretty nice little shavers. As it goes for prices that you can find these vintage shavers, you can find them, depending on what condition they're in. If pretty decent conditions, right around $15, and it goes up from there. Also depends if they come with the case or not. Blade of the day is going to be the A Best blade. This one here is a considered a platinum blade, and it comes wrapped like this right here. And that's the blade I'm going to be giving a try today. See how that works out. Never tried this blade before, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out in this particular shaver. First time using this cube. So it's got a little bit of an indentation right here. So we're starting out with that. May take it a moment to get it to flatten out just a little bit. But this scent is pretty nice. It seems to, my nose picks up something, a bit of a sweet scent to it. And that's my nose. Your nose could be somewhat different. It does smell good. That's a pretty nice scent. I think the going price was like $6.95. I think it's like a 8-ounce cube. And there was a one of the things, the green color comes from chlorophyll, and it is on the ingredients list. Thought that was kind of interesting. I read a little bit about it before I ordered it a while back. Thought that was kind of interesting to give it the color. Not too sure what else it will do for the shave. I've got the lather whipped up here now my hands are slick, Crown King scuttle here. And whipped up here with a Simpson brush, Badger. I think it's like 19 millimeter, even though, you know, if you're having experience with with a Simpson Badger brush, once you get it whipped up and whatnot, it has a tendency to bloom, not get rather large. This brush came to me, by the way, of Stephen Sprague. The Preshave soap and this shaving soap is playing well together because the shaving soap already had a bit of a sweet scent to it to begin with. I've got a link down below to all this good stuff, including the Simpson website and this particular brush. Not mistaken, it comes in perhaps different kinds of knots. Don't know whether you can select your own or not. I know for me this knot size works well for me. A smaller knot, considering the bowls that I use. I've got some that are larger, but even a smaller one, like the scuttle, it's not tremendously large, but it's not super small. And a Badger knot that gets very big, like a 26 millimeter, it just takes up almost the whole inside of the scuttle. So a smaller knot seems to work better for me. Here we go. I'll take this apart a little later on, show you what the blade looks like, as well as what that cap, not the cap, but the cap, what it looks like. It's very similar to the cap that I used on the Gillette old style. There's a slight twist to it though, as the posts that are coming down going through the base plate have a different shape. Look an awful lot like the old Gillette old type, but it is different. So that could be one way if you're looking on eBay or looking on Etsy. How can you tell the difference in between a Gillette tech and this particular Star shaver? We'll put it together here in a moment, take it apart and put it together so you can see the difference. And it is easy to tell once you've seen it. Besides the fact that on the base plate, for instance, it'll tell you that it's a Star made here in the United States. So far the blade's doing pretty good. As it goes for the shaver itself, some might consider it maybe a medium on the aggressive side of things, maybe a medium. May have a lot to do with what blade you use. There's a little bit of a blade feel, but nothing overwhelming or alarming. If you don't rinse in between passes, the shave goes a whole lot quicker, doesn't it? As it goes for efficiency through my normal routine, I have, of course, the normal stuff right through here, and I got a little bit right there, but that's, in other words, third pass could be the pickup pass. Man, this sure does smell good. As it goes for the Badger, I haven't used it very many times. Is it soft? In my opinion, it is. And it does hold the water. That is something I guess I should point out when you're whipping up your lather in a bowl. You probably want to squeeze most of the water out. and start with just a damp brush and work up from there, because otherwise you'll end up with too much water in your soap, and it'll take a moment to get all that corrected. But it does do a good job of hanging on to the water. As it goes for how long did I soak it for, the water I was using was just warm water, and it just sits in my normal routine. I don't do anything special, anything different in between the warming up a synthetic versus soaking a natural bristle brush. Some of these words, when you string them together, seem real fast while you're trying to shave. Yeah, it can be a little distracting. I've got a few of the Victory shaving soaps. I don't have any complaints. For me, the scents are pretty straightforward, easy for me to appreciate the scent and pick up a few of the scent notes. Works well for me like that. I think the going price on most of the soaps, depending on the situation, I think anywhere from $12 to $14. And some of his soaps will be maybe, for instance, if you buy a particular soap, portion of the proceeds will go to support a charity, maybe in a way of restoration of a particular aircraft or something of the sort, just depending on the situation, how much the soap might run you. Pretty smooth. Base feels really good. For me, I don't have any complaints about this soap. Shaver does rather well, but for some folks, I think it is medium on the aggression, and for some, it may take, especially if you're starting out, it may take a moment or two to match up what blade works best for you. This blade here went rather well. I don't feel any places, in other words, where I felt like it was a blade issue as opposed to me getting pressure off just a tad bit. I got just a little bit of stinging on my neck, but I think that has something to do with the previous shave because it's that same spot. Probably going to take a moment or two for that one there to get over the trauma that I caused it from the previous shave. Mentholated here. Temperatures are kind of crazy as it goes for weather around here, and it's nothing unusual. It's just, for me, it just plays havoc with my sinuses and gives me a headache sometimes first thing in the morning when you get temperatures down around 30 but your highs are around the 60s, and that just really messes with my head. I want to give that a moment. I'm going to go ahead and take this part here so I don't forget. Every once in a while I do have that tendency to do that. This is a pretty nice handle. It's not a hollow handle. It's solid, but it has a little bit of knurling. It's not, how you say, pointed on the knurling. It's been softened up just a tad bit. And I don't know whether the camera will pick it up, but that's what the bottom of the plate looks like. And when you take that plate apart, now you can kind of see right through it. Kind of see what the difference is. It's got little slots along with the round post. I'm going to wipe this blade off so you can see what it looks like. That's what the blade looks like. If you haven't ever seen this kind of blade, this is the first time I've used it, so how can you say, it's all new to me. And here's the bottom of the cap, and you can kind of see this. It's got the typical round post right there, but then it's got little tabs coming out to each side of it, making it kind of unique. So in other words, the difference in between a Gillette Tech and a Star, that would be the easy way to tell the difference, is that the base plate and the cap look very similar, but they are different, and you can tell the difference right there. Go ahead and get, really enjoying the Clubman Reserve aftershaves. I still have one more that I haven't tried. I think it's called Tequila Sunrise, I think. Can't remember for sure. That's another thing too that I kind of like about these reserves aftershaves, is that they're putting the scent on the label, and it's on front of the label also. Smells good. It's going to be one of those mornings where I open up the door and the scent's going to just roll right on out. So the scent is just right there on the label, right on the front. I like that sort of thing. It says it's a tropical breeze scent with blackberry, currant, and plum notes. And that's what kind of gives it that, I think the plum is what gives it that sweet smell to it. Kind of goes well with this particular soap. It smells great. I really do like these aftershaves, and they're not too terribly expensive. I'll put a link down below for them. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're all healthy. Stay safe, and spoosh to you.